Welcome to GLH Training, School of Horsemanship video training series. My name is Beanie Freeze and this is Earl. Earl is a 7-year-old paint gelding, and he will be helping me show you some safety tricks on safety when you work your horse on the ground. The first thing that we want to keep in mind is that when we hold our lead rope, we don't wrap it around our hand. That way if something happens, if the horse spooks, you don't have your fingers in there. If it's wrapped around your hand, you might lose a finger or two, and we don't want that to happen. So the next thing is we want our horse to always be not in our space. So if we lead our horse right here under the head, that is not a very good idea, just because if he were to spook or if he were to turn really quick with his head and look at something, then we would be in his way and things happen and he could knock us in the head or push us over. So we always want to keep the horse about 2 to 3 feet out of our space, kind of have a bubble around you, just to be safe. The next thing is, while we lead the horse, we always want the horse to stay behind us at least 2 to 3 feet. So as we start walking, we want him to follow us. But then when we stop, we do expect him to stop out of our space. If we back up, we want him to back up without having to touch him. So we want to make sure that he backs up out of our space. Very good. The next thing is, when we turn towards him or away from him, we want him to respect our space to the point where either he will get out of our space or he follows us. So if we want to make him turn, it's kind of making him turn on the haunches, and we want to remember to make him step not only over but also back. That's how we want him to step, so that he never gets out in front of us. So if we ask him to turn over, we want him to go back and over and across, so that he is always a little bit behind us and that he is staying out of our space. Now it's always important while you're working on this with your horse, when he does a good job, when she does a good job, take a minute, rub them on the head, make sure they know that that is the correct answer. Same applies to the hindquarters. If we wanted to move the hindquarters over, we simply step over, and we expect him to move out of our way as we're working towards him, and just to be safe, to stay out of our space. If we have to go there and push on him, force him to turn, then that gets a little bit more dangerous than him getting out of our space. Now that is how the horse needs to move away from the pressure. If we did want him to follow, we also would want him to follow. If we asked him to step over, we want him to turn with us. We don't want to have to pull him around, drag him around. We want him to be nice and soft and follow us as we turn. So those are just a couple of tips that you can use while working with your horse on the ground. Some things to keep in mind to stay safe and stay healthy while you're working with your horse. If you have any questions at all about anything that you saw in the video today, or you'd like to have some information on help with your horse, please feel free to give us a call or email us. Our contact information will be at the end of the video, and you can find us on Facebook as well as on YouTube and on our website. Thank you, and you have a great evening.